There is no introduction needed as Kris Boyd simply says he simply has to go. Welcome back to Fog Football. I seriously think we need a video
Not
every
simply
hour.
the best then, no.
No, simply depressed. Get that straight in there. I think we need a video every hour demanding this guy's sacking. Where is he? You know what I mean?
Every hour, on the hour, top of the button, Clement out, hashtag it.
You know, there's so many references to Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Clement. It's like McMahon told Bischoff, you need to bring Austin back. Every week Bischoff tried. Every hour we need to try and get this guy out the door. We don't want him back. We want him gone for good. How is he still in a job, folks? Seriously.
Even Gerrard sitting on the sidelines ready to come back.
And I'm seeing people not wanting Gerrard, right? And you know what? See, for the most part, I agree. I don't think you should go back to the past unless it's someone great, like we've seen with Walter Smith, for example. But you know what? Gerrard's better than Clement, and people are like, but they won one trophy each. Gerrard in the cup, Gerrard in the cups, right? Not good enough. I'm not going to sit here and defend that, but you know what? He won the one that mattered, didn't he?
Right.
The one, like, it wasn't just any league; it was the league title to win. So I think to say Gerrard and Clement are similar is ridiculous, because you know what? See, under Gerrard, Rangers didn't regress. We went from being an absolute joke in Europe to being competitive and winning a league title.
That is true. You mean, you look at Rangers over Gerrard's time there, they did get consistently better.
And when did Gerrard ever use the term rebuild as an excuse, by the way?
No, he didn't.
He put... I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It was like, 7 years ago he came in. I can't even recall Gerrard using the term rebuild once. He just came in, did his job, rebuilt Rangers without saying it, and then won a league title and got them up in Europe. You know what I mean? Gerrard took Rangers from progress Niederkorn, defeats, to getting into group stages, getting through to the knockouts. People don't make a big deal of that as a good. See, to actually compare him and Clement, it's actually disgraceful to Gerrard.
Yeah, the term rebuild shouldn't be getting used in a defeat to Queen's Park.
Nope, it shouldn't be, and that is exactly what we're going to get into right here with Kris Boyd's comments. And I quote, "He just doesn't get it, does he? Even after losing to Queen's Park and crashing at the Scottish Cup in one of the biggest shocks in Scottish football history, Philip Clement still hasn't got his head around what it means being a Rangers manager. Or at least what it should be about. Shots on target, possession, rebuilds. Wow. If only the big Belgian thinks that's what matters on a day like this, like yesterday, then he's more deluded on this situation than I actually thought." End of quote. Right, so let's just go it back there a wee couple of steps. Rebuilds. Clement in the presser talking about rebuilds. Right. I don't think... Well, there's no one on planet Earth that thinks you need a rebuild at Rangers Football Club to beat Queen's Park. Is there? Let's be honest. There ain't.
No, and Philippe Clement, like, he's not dumb enough to think that.
Yo...
He can't seriously think he can come out and say rebuild and that saves his blushes.
Rangers on their first game, right, in 2012 in League 2 should be beating Queen's Park. I don't know where Queen's Park were at that point. Don't know if they were in the Championship or League 1 or wherever the hell they were. I don't know where the Spiders were, right, even though he's very stuck right now. This is embarrassing. We are second in the Premiership by a long way. Yo, every team in the Championship would have been embarrassed by this. Every team in the Premiership would have been embarrassed by this result. Even if St Johnstone at home lost to a mid-table in the Championship, it would be See the fact it's Rangers. This bald fraud keeps banging on about budgets. We can't compete with Man United. We can't compete with Tottenham. We can't compete with Celtic. Well, what's the excuse against Queen's Park? Is it because they've got a bigger stadium, Nanis? Is that why we can't compete? Because they've got Hampden Park? No, seriously, what is the excuses? It's funny how the budget excuses go out the window. And you know what I can't stand about this bald prick the most? No accountability. Every single one of those players should be ashamed of themselves, right? But there's nothing for him. There's no, you know what? I'm shite. There's nothing. There's no, I picked the wrong tactics. You know, I made us play 4-2-3-1 against a shitey Championship team that made me look extremely shite. There's no, I made the wrong subs. Oh, I did this, I did that. Simply just blames the players. We tried too much. We created too many chances. We weren't clinical enough. When's this guy going to take one on his chin? And I'm not talking about physically, just metaphorically. When's he actually just going to accept it?
Yeah, I mean, well, it needs to be soon.
Because see, Gerrard...
It'll probably be never. I mean, at this point...
No, if you're not taking accountability after this defeat to Queen's Park, when are you going to take it? You know, he's talking about possession. He's talking about shots on target. What good are shots on target, right? And no one remembers shots on target or possessions, man. You remember the result.
Aye, and everyone's going to remember this result
See in
for a
five,
long time
no,
to
see in
come.
5 years, it's like see when Clyde beat Celtic, right? And when Kelly Hearts beat Hearts. Do you remember the
It was
shots?
Borough Rangers that beat Hearts.
Borough Rangers, right? My bad. I think Kelly Hearts beat St Johnstone the year after they won the double, right? Do we remember the shots on target those teams had, or do we remember the fact they beat out the big team? They beat the big team. That's it.
I couldn't tell you how many shots Darvel had against Aberdeen, but it's a result you'll remember
Yeah.
for a long time.
It's ridiculous. Celtic beat Barcelona. I mean, no one talks about the shots on target. You talk about the 2 goals, the 2-1 victory. And for Clement to bang on about shots on target and Pisset, it's actually embarrassing, man. Redfan Yilmaz, disgusting yesterday. James Tavernier bottling it as per usual. Just Barami. What's going on with him? That seems like the biggest waste of 4 million since
4
Oscar
million.
Cortez.
Pissed up, well.
They're both there. Not 8 million for those 2, man. That is absolutely mind-boggling. But to use the term rebuild against Queens, see rebuild, right?
So how are Rangers supposed to catch Celtic though when they're spending money like that on players like that? If you're spending 8 million, you need to be spending it wisely.
Oh, the average age, the rebuild. Yo, see once Rangers this season, right, have proven that they can beat Celtic and they can, go to Old Trafford and, should have got a draw, and they can Ibrox outplay Tottenham and they can go away to Nice. See, to me, rebuild should be dropped because it's clearly you're clearly building toward. Something's clearly being built there with decent players coming in.
Nah, but I mean, I've no issue with people accepting that they're still currently even if you want to say they're in a rebuild. That's not the reason you got beat at Queen's Park.
No, it's honestly baffling. And Chris Boyd wrapped this up here. He said, and I quote, "Let's get it right. Clement's Rangers are nothing short of a shambles right now, and he simply has to go."
He's not wrong, is he?
Quote. No, yeah, it is a shambles. We're labelling this a shambles meltdown. I mean, of course, he's got a contract running until May 2028. I said like a week ago, 10 days ago, that I genuinely think Clement is going to last till the final season of his contract. But then I think by that stage, it's like, are they really going to sack him in 2027 when Rangers are like inevitably another 15 points off in the league and at both cups? Probably not at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, there's always a lot of banter, a lot of talk. Oh, Rangers are skint. That's the only reason he's not been sacked, by the way. You know what? We just have to accept it. Most of us writ off the league. Most of us writ off the league a couple of months ago, right? But if this result doesn't get him sacked, the only realistic possibility, I mean, I'm seeing people hang on to the Europa League. See, unless you're like one of the top 3 favourites to win the competition, we can't seriously be looking at the Europa League as a trophy to win this season. We can only be looking at the Europa League as a trophy to win if, we are in the semi-finals, so we are part of the final 4. That's only when I'm going to look at that. So see that pipe dream, man, that needs to get put on the back burner. It's a ridiculous game.
I think you can hope to have a decent run in it. But at this point, I wouldn't say Rangers are realistically aiming to win it.
No, but you say decent run. I think even if Clement got Rangers to the semi-finals of Europa League, this season's unacceptable.
No, domestically, it is.
Because at the end of the day, we know the last 16 draws either going to be 20, Bodo Glimt, etc. I mean, you'd expect Rangers to get past someone like that. And then all that means is you get a favourable draw in the quarters, you're already in the semis. The domestic, even when Gio, right, got to the Europa League final, won a Scottish Cup.
Didn't save him the next season, did it?
No, and that's another thing we've got to touch on. It's like, why have guys like Gio and Beale been given no time compared to this guy?
I mean, could it be the Rangers had the money to replace those guys and they simply just don't have the money to replace Clement?
I mean, it could be. We've seen Patrick Stewart talking in the hospitality section.
See if you're Gio, right? Maybe less so Beale, although I would argue that Beale's probably going to be like, here, I mean, they turned on me really quick and whatnot, and I was given no time, but even with Gio, he must be looking back going, why is Clement getting a hell of a lot more time than I got when I actually brought success to the club?
No, it's ridiculous, folks. But,
I mean, even Clement, it's like, how much credit do you give him for winning the League Cup?
No, it's gone.
At least Gio won the Scottish Cup. Rangers did not enter the Scottish Cup when he took over, and they beat Celtic in the final. So there's no doubt that Gio won Rangers' Scottish Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, all Clement did was manage them in the final against Aberdeen. which we're very fortunate to win, by the way.
Was he not in charge of the semi?
Who did they play in the semis?
I think it was Hearts. Your wee team. I can't even say your wee team.
I don't think he was.
I know the biggest damning indictment is, right? There's going to be a Scottish Cup game tonight, and see after it, folks, there's a draw. And it's not going to say Rangers, it's going to say Queen's Park. And I think that's when it's going to hit like a ton of bricks. It's actually insane that Rangers aren't in this.
Right, Rangers.
No, it's not. And, I mean, obviously Celtic went out in the last 16 last year to Killie, but see going out away to Killie at Rugby Park, man, it's not great. But Jesus Christ, at home at Ibrox to Queen's Park, it's absolutely disgusting. And that's not me saying, like, if we went out in the last 16...
When the draw is made at Rugby Park, Kilmarnock versus Celtic, you look at that and you think, there's a chance Celtic could lose.
Yeah.
There's a chance Celtic could get knocked out. Nobody was looking at that game yesterday and thinking, there's a chance Queen's Park can...
The bookies tell you that. It's it's like Hearts tonight against St Mirren. St Mirren at home, both teams, you look at them, it's a game that could realistically go either way. You know what I mean? No one's going to be... It's even like Hibs against Ayr. We touched on it in the build-up. Like, yeah, Hibs wanted to go through, but it's like Ayr are flying high. If they knocked out Hibs, it wouldn't be good, right? Far from it. Great chance for Hibs to go through, but it's not a disaster. This is this is as big as a mess as you will see in the Scottish
Rangers,
Cup.
when you've only got one thing to play for, and you get knocked out at home against a mid-table championship side that's over 20 points behind the league leaders. Shocking.
Yep, now we've got a few other fan react times to read here, so I just want to go through them. Right, Andrew says, one of the most humiliating defeats in my lifetime. Changes need to be made right now. Billy, is it King Billy? For the first time, it's time for... Wait, hold on. For the first time, it's time for Clement to go. Any Rangers team should have been capable of winning that game. Bring back Stevie G. I would like to know what Billy's been thinking of all the other shite results this season, if this is the first time he wants Clement out the door.
Yeah, this is the first time he's had enough. He's like, nah, final straw has to go.
Right, and I just want to read this last one out here for Eric. Look at Eric. If Ridvan Yilmaz, a left back, is our best option, we are a goal down. We are in serious trouble. We can hardly keep the ball in the stand when he has a shot, never mind the goals. Ross McCausland should be slapping in his transfer request first thing this morning. End of quote. Right. See, I think there is a... Does that not just sum up how shite Rangers are, that Ross McCausland should be handing in his transfer request because Ridvan Yilmaz is getting picked ahead of him? Two shite bastards at the end of the day, man. It has to...
I think McCausland's alright, like...
I think he's shite. But I think the fact that... See Ridvan Yilmaz, his stock is... It's dropped. There's no £4 million move to Turkey. Unless he wants teeth, or a hair transplant, or a fucking... an actual football and ability transplant or something. It's no there. He can't afford to lose any feet, I'll tell you that much. He's a midget, but I don't know what's happened to this guy. Yefte, Yilmaz, Tav. What is it with Rangers is fetish in recent years with fullbacks that don't know how to defend? No, honestly, wait. Seeing you actually look at like Patterson, he's a right back. He can defend. Rangers got rid of him. Dujon Sterling's a right back who can actually defend.
Don't play him there.
See Yilmaz and Jefty and Tav. I think everyone would agree that they are better further forward.
We should have gave Adam Devine a chance.
Probably, he's out on loan, I think. But yeah, but then it's weird because Tav's better at centre back than he is at right back. Anyway, folks, we'll be back. There'll be more fallout guaranteed. I mean, it's currently 8 minutes to 2. There's not even a sniffy an update about Philip Clement. It's a joke.
Nah, if it was going to be done, it would have been done by now.
You're delusional to think he's going to walk, because, I mean, why would you? You know what? Because part of it is that he's agreed to work with a shitey budget, work within the means. But enough's enough, man. Can't be... let's just put this into perspective, though, right? It is what? We are a third of the way through February. This season is, going right up to, the end of May, start of June. Rangers have got nothing to play for domestically for the next 4 months.
It's going to be a long old season, isn't it?
Like, why do we want a manager who can't win anything? You want a new manager.
Has this been the earliest Rangers of... Because, look, yeah, of course...
the league's still on. It's really not.
Realistically, yeah, you can get knocked out the Scottish Cup in January or February, right? But when the last time Rangers were knocked out of the Scottish Cup early at the beginning of the year, I would have to assume that even if they were trailing Celtic, it wouldn't be by 13 points.
No, the league last time would have been looking alright.
When was the last? I mean, this must be the earliest. What about the year Celtic lost 10? How did they do in the Scottish Cup that year?
Who?
Who do you mean?
Rangers?
Not Celtic.
I can't remember what they did.
Obviously not Rangers because they were winning the league by shitload
Oh,
of
Rangers
points.
knocked them out. Rangers knocked them out in the last 16, I think. It was the last 16 in the quarters because it was Ibrox.
No, so
They won
Celtic didn't have
2-0.
much to play for then either.
No, but I guess they won last year's Scottish Cup that season against your team, 3 each on penalties.
That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't, but here, I just, no, but that's how there's a new manager in, he's going to give X, Y, and Z amount of chances,
Your season's finished in February.
and the manager,
Apart for Europa League.
and Ibrox is going to be empty. It was empty enough yesterday. No, what's the point of going to games the rest of this season? With this guy, there's nothing to build towards.
No.
No, let's be honest, right? You're impartial here, and this is the impartial channel. See, next season, are Rangers not going to be in the exact same situation under Philip Clement, with just maybe a few different players? Yes or no?
I'd say so. I mean,
Celtic, more Champions League money, definitely going to go and sign a striker, right? Yeah, Kasper Schmeichel's a year older, things like that. And you know what? I look at the teams behind Rangers. Hearts have got that injection, Tony Bloom. Hibs are on the up. Aberdeen can't be anywhere near as bad as what they've been. The gap's getting ever bigger to the front. And see the chasing pack of donkeys behind? They're e-hauling their way to Rangers, man. I'm telling you, it's fucking dark times.
the only positives that you can... I mean, the only positive I would see would be the last couple of games against Celtic that have actually been good.
Yeah, but what good's that though? There's no cups left. It's not like
Well, no, but at least he's showing now that against Celtic he's beginning to, put in better performances and get better results. I mean, you're asking for a positive, I'm giving you one.
better results in the league. 13 points behind. Big Phil. Anyway, there'll be more fallout from this, pretty much guaranteed. And if he goes, I'll be here. But I'm not expecting him to go. Do you think he fulfills his contract? I think he will. I think he'll at least get
the
there.
closer he gets to the end of his contract, the less it costs to get rid of him. So I don't know if he'll fill it.
Fill it.
Fill it.
Fulfill it. Big fill it. Seal it bang. And there he's
Man,
gone.
see, come the end of the season, he could maybe take a comp. Maybe he could negotiate. Rangers could, depends.
Aye. Anyway, guys, it depends. It's fucking rock bottom. It's rock bottom.
See, if I was Clement, I know he's getting money, but if he was really offered the jobs, was he not offered the Club Brugge job or something?
Belgium job.
The national team.
Well, that's the rumours. I don't know if it was official, but
I think it's better to leave a club before you get sacked. Nobody likes getting sacked.
no, you go on Twitter, you look at comment sections, whether it's ours or other people's. Like, people are saying, like, they hate the guy, and he's the most hated manager in Rangers history. How's it going to get better than that? He's only going to get more hated.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you always have like the minority, not wanting to turn against the players and the team because they want to collect their staunch points. But what about a month ago at Ibrox against St Johnstone? The people that protested getting booed. What about the people that booed them? How are they feeling now? Bet you they're feeling pretty idiotic.
Yep.
Crazy. Anyway, till then, peace.